Steve Acavino here with Matt Fulmer. You're joining us in the Norristown Area High School gym for 2005 Lady Eagles Volleyball. Last game of the season. Matt?
Well, it's senior night tonight, and it should be an exciting matchup here against Mount St. Joe's. We expect a great night, a lot of festivities earlier on, and it should just be wonderful.
Tonight's seniors that were honored on the team: Jackie Marr, Jamie Palmerio, Kim Reed, Trish Monahan, and Gina Calabretta.
Well, right now we're going to go straight into the lineups for Mount St. Joe's. Number 15, Michelle Steinmetz. Number 11, Megan Patterson. Number 16, Jessica Seidlecki. Number 8, Sarah Foley. Number 14, Katie Tenzinger. Number 5, Kate McGovern. Number 23, Megan Marin. Number 19, Mavie Flynn. Number 25, Abby Mueller. Number 10, Christina Smith. Number 26, Shayna Shakan. Number 9, Maureen Gribb. And number 6, Bianca Baer.
Well, Matt, joining the seniors on the Norristown team, number 20, Ashley Mathis. Number 5, Brittany Silks. And number 11, Sarah Hagel.
Well, tonight is the last home game for the Lady Eagles, and hopefully they'll bring home a win in today's match.
A win would be excellent after yesterday's loss against Council Rock. Let's see if they can come out with a little bit of momentum and enthusiasm in this game, which I don't think they'll have a problem doing.
No, they are a passionate team, and as we always say, they give it their all. And in case you didn't see yesterday's game, it was a tough one. Norristown dropped the first two to Council Rock South, 25-17 and 25-12 respectively. The third game they came back and took it 25-14, and the fourth game was tough to watch, Steve. Council Rock South over Norristown, 25-5. A lot of confusion. They couldn't get anything generated. Let's hope they turn that around tonight.
Well, I wish we could get a shot with the camera of this great crowd that has come out tonight. Not usually used to having a night game, but it's a 7 o'clock start.
And you mentioned tonight's crowd. This is the largest crowd we have had.
Let's listen into the introductions.
Number 20, outside hitter, junior captain.
Nice rendition of the national anthem by members of the Norristown Area High School Choral Program.
Very nice indeed, Steve. And pretty soon we'll be getting underway with tonight's game.
Ready to get this one running. Hopefully, Norristown, very enthusiastic senior night. Let's hope they can come out and play well and hard.
Well, as we mentioned earlier, a lot of fan support tonight. The bleachers are as full as I've ever seen them for a volleyball game.
You do mention most of the games are after school at 3:30. A lot of parents have trouble coming out and seeing their children play games, but now it's after 7 o'clock start actually, and a lot of parents can get to come out and watch their kids play tonight. Teams meet at midcourt. Shake hands. Norristown going in for their warm-up, pre-huddle. Pretty interesting.
Very unorthodox, but in most cases effective.
Whatever works.
That's right. Athletes are some of the most superstitious people on earth. And if you feel that it helps you mentally, that leads to helping you physically.
Referee going through their pre-game checklist. One thing I do want to mention, the PIAA officials this year have been just excellent. And we'll be getting underway. Mount St. Joe's starting off with the serve.
And this is Abby Mullern.
First shot by Mount St. Joe's goes out. Norristown gets the serve, and it's take the 1-0 lead.
Well, that's a good start, especially against a team like Mount St. Joe's. Just last year, they were in the quarterfinal, of last year's state tournament.
Calabretta sets. Mathis gets it over the net. Jackie Marr plays it. Calabretta sets it up. Ashley Mathis plays it over the net. Mount St. Joe's tries to get over. Nice block by Mathis. Calabretta tips it over. And nice play there, and the ball goes out on Mount St. Joe's. Point for Norristown. It's now 2-0 Norristown.
Well, we talk a lot about getting off on the right foot, and Norristown tonight is certainly doing that. They seem focused and ready to play here.
Mount St. Joe's plays it out. Point for Norristown. 3-0 Norristown, and they're really getting good breaks early as well. And I can see smiles on their face. Let's hope those smiles stay on their face.
And that's important, keeping the morale up. We see in teams in all sports, the morale can be down at some times. And Norristown, they're usually in good spirits, and tonight they look extra happy.
Palmerio plays it for Jackie Marr, who gets it over the net. Mount St. Joe sets. Plays it over. Ooh, Ashley Mathis can't get to that one, and it bounces off her hands and out.
Yeah, she tried to hit that one over her shoulder and misdirected it just a little bit. And this will be number 4 with the serve.
Mount St. Joe's Kim Reed. Nice set. Calabretta sets for Ashley Mathis, who plays it over hard and out. Another point for Mount St. Joe's. It's now 3-2. In favor of Norristown, 3-2. They're up by 1 still. Mount St. Joe's gets the serve.
Number 4 serves it away.
Palmerio plays it up for Calabretta. Mathis hits it over the net. Nice diving play there. That one falls in between 3 or 4 Norristown players right there, standing in that campfire as we use a lot. It's now 3-3.
And that was a good confusion play. They expected the set to another one of the Mount St. Joe's players, and it was tipped over the net.
Nice job by Palmerio to keep that one up. Ashley Mathis, that's what we're used to seeing from Ashley. Nice spike over the net there, and it's now 4-3 in favor of Norristown.
I'll tell you, Mathis can jump through the ceiling.
Calbretta back for the serve. Mount St. Joe's sets over the net, and another diving play, but can't get to it by Jackie Moore. It's tied up 4-4. We've seen Jackie in the last couple of games that I've noticed really doing a lot of diving after the ball, trying to bump it up.
Well, she always gives that effort, and that's something you really have to admire her for.
Moore plays it over the net. Mount St. Joe's sets over the net, and that one falls out. Point for Norristown. It's 5-4 Norristown.
And it'll be Mathis on the serve for Norristown.
Mathis plays it over. Bumps it up. Calabretta, nice fake there as she was setting it. Hit it over the net. Nice play.
And that's the same play that Mount St. Joe's used against Norristown earlier on here to pick up a point, and it worked in the reverse.
If you're just joining us, Steve Acavino along with Matt Fulmer here. It's senior night, Norristown Area High School, Lady Eagle Volleyball.
And that serve into the net by Mathis makes it 6-5 in favor of Norristown. And it will be Mount St. Joe's with the serve.
That one falls in. Mount St. Joe's point. It's 6-6. This one I can feel is going to be a nail biter. It's really close. Mount St. Joe's plays it over the net. Ashley Mathis couldn't bump that one up, and it's now 7-6 in favor of Mount St. Joe's.
Yeah, she was only about a foot back too far on that play. One step forward, and she would have had that.
Trish Monahan off, bumps it out of bounds. Point, Mount St. Joe's. They've gone up by 2 now. It's 8-6 in favor of Mount St. Joe's. Nice bump by Monahan. Calabretta played it over for Sarah Hagel. Mount St. Joe's, nice attack. Kim Reed hits the antenna on the net, bounces off. 9-6 Mount St. Joe's. Now you have to think Norristown's coming back on their heels a little bit, Matt.
Well, the wheels seem to be coming off as we watch that serve. And this can't be good. They have to regroup quick, and that break right there will help them do so.
It's 9-7 now. Mount St. Joe's still leading. But again, key breaks in this game, I think, in my opinion, will decide it.
And here's Sarah Hagel.
Nice serve. Sitting for Mount St. Joe's over the net. Nice bump by Hagel. Calabretta plays it up. Kim Reed. Nice play. Mount St. Joe's plays it over, and that one falls in for a point. 10-7 Mount St. Joe.
And it's always tough to see a play like that end in such a way after you get good saves, such as that one there by Sarah Hagel, digging that one. And when the point doesn't go in your favor, it's tough, but you have to regroup.
That one falls in. Point for Mount St. Joe's. It's 11-7. Kim Reed had a little bit of a hard read on that play.
Well, you can understand why she let that one go. It was close to the line, but it was just inside.
Jackie Moore plays it up. Trish Monahan plays it over. Mount St. Joe's, wow, Ashley Mathis can't get to that, and she's frustrated. It's 12-7 now, Mount St. Joe's. And Coach Sassadoo is doing the smart thing, taking a timeout early.
Well, the thing about the timeouts, yesterday we looked on as the Eagles struggled throughout games 1, 2, and 4, and we didn't see any timeouts called until it was too late. I think it's great to see Coach Sassadoo's jumping on it early, getting in the huddle with the girls, and trying to get them back on track. This is what will lead them to victory.
Have to be a little concerned now. A lot of mistakes that we really haven't seen all year are coming out in this game. It's got to be a little worrying for Coach Sassadoo.
Well, the Lady Eagles have played well all year, and as of late they've been struggling. A loss to CB West on the road, yesterday's loss at home against Council Rock South, and now the tides are turning again.
Calabretta sets it for Jackie Moore, who is denied at the net. Monahan plays it over, denied, again at the net, and this Mount St. Joe's team is really showing why they were in the state quarterfinals last year. It's now 13-7 Mount St. Joe's.
Right, and that play was made possible by the height of number 21 for MSJ.
Calabretta puts it up. Nice decoy by Jackie Moore as Kim Reed had that one. Monahan plays it over and into the net, Jackie Moore. On just a tough play there. It's 14-7 now, Mount St. Joe's. MSJ back with the serve. Calabretta sets it up. Jackie Moore tips it nice, and there's that height, as we've said all year. Finally coming out of Jackie Moore there. It's 14-8 now. Norristown still down.
Well, that was a nice play, and that's what we're used to seeing from Mar in the first few games we covered. That is what we saw. And the entire team has struggled lately, and it's great to see these things happen and see things click somewhat. And that was a great serve by Reed, which led to that confusion play there.
And that was as you mentioned now, the serve coming back over to Norristown side. It's now 14-9 Mount St. Joe's. Let's see if Norristown can get a rally going now.
Kim Reed.
Nice, powerful serve. That one just out.
That was a close call, Steve, but I think the officials got that one right.
15-9 now, MSJ. Back with the serve. Calabretta sets. Jackie Moore. That one tipped off the hand of a Mount St. Joe's player. Point Norristown. It's now 15-10. Norristown's only down by 5, Matt.
Well, considering the trouble they got into yesterday, 5 points is not too much.
Nice serve by Trish Monahan. Mount St. Joe's sets. They played it over. Calabretta sets it up. Jackie Moore using that height. And that one falls in. Nice point. Nice play, Jackie Moore.
Christina Smith couldn't get to that one, and that'll be a point for Norristown. By the way, if you're just joining us, Matt Fulmer here with Steve Acavino on NASD TV. And this is Lady Eagles Volleyball from the Norristown gym. Trish Monahan with the serve now.
Last home game of the season for the Lady Eagles. They've played well all year at home. Sort of having a little trouble finishing up the end of the year with their previous home game. It's 16-11 now. Mount St. Joe's with the serve. Kim Reed. Calabretta can't get it over. Nice deflection there by Mount St. Joe's player in front of the net to keep that ball over. And it's now 17-11 Mount St. Joe's.
And that's where height helps. If that had been Jackie Moore instead of Calabretta, that might have gone the other way.
Calabretta plays it up. Kim Reed over the net. Mount St. Joe's sets. And that one falls in. Calabretta not able to get to that as she dives on the floor. It's 18-11 now, Mount St. Joe's.
And this ties the largest deficit we've seen thus far today. This is a 7-point deficit. Number 21 to serve.
Jackie Moore, nice powerful stroke there. Mount St. Joe's, excellent volleys going back and forth. Ooh, a little trouble there. Couldn't get a handle on that. Number 18 for Mount St. Joe's. Point for Norristown. It's now 18-12 Mount St. Joe's. Jackie Moore back with the serve. Mount St. Joe's off the net. It tips, but it falls in. Point for Mount St. Joe's. It's 18-12. And nice recovery play on that. Serve, Mount St. Joe's. Palmerio plays it up for Calabretta, who sets. Mathis with a laser. And that's in it. And again, that's what we're used to seeing from Ashley Mathis. Great spikes.
We always talk about those spikes that she does so well, and that was one of them. And that's a big reason for a lot of the wins Norristown has this year.
19-13 now. Mount St. Joe's still leading. Calabretta with the serve. Nice diving play by a Mount St. Joe's player. And that one's tipped over the net and in for a point. 20-13 now, Mount St. Joe's. This is pretty much they're going to wrap this game up if Norristown can't come back with some points now, man.
Well, down by 7, their opponent within 5 of tying up game 1. It's crunch time.
Calabretta sets Ashley Mathis over the net. Mount St. Joe's, nice diving play by Jamie Palmerio. Ashley Mathis over the net. Mount St. Joe's plays it over. Jackie Marr keeps it in. Mount St. Joe's plays it over, and that one's out. Barely, but it made it.
And that point there was all thanks to Jamie Palmerio with that deep dig. She was down low on that one.
That one just a bad break as it hits the net. Point for Mount St. Joe's. 21, they lead it 21-14 now, and they get the serve back. Let's see what they can do.
This is Christina Smith with the serve.
Norristown could use some breaks. Ooh, Jackie Moore trying to go after that one. It's unable. Norristown just getting some bad breaks now, and it's now 22-14 in favor of Mount St. Joe's.
You have to give Jackie a hand there. She really risked life and limb on that play.
Trish Monahan plays it over. Mount St. Joe's. And Jackie Moore just can't get to that one as that one falls right in front of her. It is 23-14 Mount St. Joe's, 2 away from wrapping up game 1.
The serve goes back to Norristown. It will be Sarah Hagel. The score stands at 23-15. Norristown right now down by 8. They need a rally.
That indeed they do, Matt. And Mount St. Joe's just doing an excellent job as they play it over the net against Sarah Hagel. Calabretta sets it. Jackie Moore. That was tipped off a hand of a MSJ player. Calabretta plays it up for Kim Reed. Jackie Moore. That was in. It's now 23-15. And nice play as Kim Reed was the setter on that play.
Correction, 23-16. And that puts the Eagles now within 7.
That one falls in. Sarah Hagel couldn't get to that one. Point for Mount St. Joe's. This is going to be match point for them. It's 24-16. The serve's coming back over to their side. Calabretta plays it over. Jackie Moore. And that one's unable to get back over the net for Mount St. Joe's. It's now 24-17.
And the possession goes back to Norristown. They're again down by 7, facing a game point for MSJ. And Kim Reed will serve it away.
Nice serve by Reed. Jackie Moore plays it over the net. That one's coming up. Moore. Calabretta sets it up. Moore takes it, and a nice spike into that offensive, into Mount St. Joe's, excuse me, and it's 24-18 now.
Well, this momentum shift would really do it for Norristown, and they just have to keep the serve, because 1 point for MSJ, and they're done.
That one in, point for Norristown. It's 24-19. That play by Jackie Moore. I lost my voice. I was so excited about that one.
Yeah, and that one was a close one. One to really get excited over. It looked like a lot of the MSJ players were upset with that call. Here's Reed again.
Kim Reed plays that one into the net. A point for Mount St. Joe's.
And that wraps up game number 1. The final score, 25-19.
Well, they'll be switching sides now. Coach Sassadus will do her between-game pep talk.
And I think the key to that talk right now will be proficiency on the serve. We saw 4 or 5, maybe even 6 serves tonight already from Norristown that went into the net. And it's unfortunate to see that happen. And as long as they can play it over the net, obviously things will be better.
Well, just mistakes that we're not used to seeing Norristown make coming out again. And it's tough for me to watch up here and see the frustration, not getting the breaks they need. But we can't take away from Mount St. Joe's, a great, excellent team. But Norristown is capable of beating them tonight.
You know, it's especially tough to watch this when Norristown played as well as they did in that game. The score might not reflect it, but as we said, with those attack errors, hitting it into the net, it really hurts you. And other than that, they really haven't made any huge mistakes. So if they fix that one problem, they should be all right.
It's not major mistakes they're making, just small mistakes that they can correct. I'll say it again, I've said it all year. No overthinking, let your instincts take over and relax and have fun. If they start having fun like they did before when we first commentated these games, they'll have no problem.
Well, and what happens when you think too much, you get inside your head and you start to mess yourself up. And it happens to many athletes.
Happens to the best of us.
And, you know, sometimes you can't avoid it, and if you can, you'd really like to. And the teams take the court now for game number 2. Again, if you're just joining us, Matt Fulmer here with Steve Acavino. It's Lady Eagles Volleyball from the NAHS gym. You're watching NASD TV. Norristown lost the first game by a score of 25-19, and hopefully they'll come out strong here in game number 2.
This Mount St. Joe's team has just made excellent plays tonight. Both teams, if you're unfamiliar with volleyball, we'll mention it again, play a 5-1 set where you have 5 offensive players and 1 person is the setter.
And the setter for Norristown is Gina Calabretta,
who also, and sometimes Kim Reed also takes the role of setter a few times, not often though, but she switches in and out with Calabretta once in a while.
Well, that's true. Kim usually does not play the role of setter, and as you did say, sometimes she steps into that position. Does very well, might I add.
Yes, when she steps into that position, she takes it seriously and does a very good job at it when she's called upon. Well,
starting off the second game for Norristown will be Jackie Marr, Ashley Mathis, Gina Calabretta, Jamie Palmerio, Kim Reed, and Brittany Silks on the serve.
All right, officials talking over, and they'll get in position, and we'll get this second game started.
And as we say with the officials, communication is the key, and it's great to see 2 officials that communicate because you're going to find that a higher percentage of the calls will be correct. Brittany Silks now.
Not a great start.
We go back to that key right into the net, and that's the thing they really have to avoid.
And that's one of the bad breaks that they get often. It's now 1-0 Mount St. Joe's. You don't want to let them get out in front too far, Matt.
Well, no, they are a quality team. As we said earlier, reached the quarterfinals last year in the state tournament. By the way, a lot of those players from that quarterfinal team are still with Mount St. Joe's.
Nice by Kim Reed, gives the Calabretta, sets it up for Jackie Marr, who plays it over. And that one is a point for Norristown. It's tied 1-1 now. Serve coming back over. Jackie Marr will take that serve. Just the break Norristown needed. Let's see if they can get a rally going. Jackie Marr's back with the serve.
Into the net again. It's tough to see that happen. We talk about the talent of this team, and it just seems after a start that was inspired, they've struggled.
No, that's 2 times on 2 serves that they've had that they've hit the net, and that's one thing that we've rarely seen all year from Norristown to do a lot. Kim Reed gives it to Calabretta, who sets it up as Ashley Mathis tips the ball over the net. Mount St. Joe's. Palmerio plays it up for Calabretta, who then gives it to Ashley Mathis. Mount St. Joe's, nice. Calabretta plays it up for Ashley Mathis, who plays it. Nice volley going now. Mount St. Joe's gives it to Palmeria, who no one, Jackie Marr, Gina Calabretta, and Kim Reed just looked at that one as it fell.
I'm not sure Reed knew exactly where that one was going to go. She kind of backed up, expecting it to come further, and it didn't.
Ooh, well, Calabretta tried to play that one, and Sarah Hagel couldn't get that one over the net. Mount St. Joe's has jumped up to a 3-point lead now, leading 4-1, and they're starting to run away. Palmerio plays it up for Calabretta, who gives it to Ashley Mathis, who is denied at the net. We've seen that a lot at the end of the year so far. Ashley Mathis not getting the spikes, but being denied at the net.
Well, we didn't see her denied a whole lot earlier in the season, and the past couple games it's happened a lot.
Palmerio plays it over the net. Mount St. Joe's sets. Jackie Marr, nice diving play. Sarah Hagel tries to tip it over. That just hangs on the net. Calabretta plays it over. Mount St. Joe's sets and over. Palmerio keeps that one in play. Nice diving play by Sarah Hagel. That one's played
Beautiful.
over. Nice volley going. Excellent teamwork. Jackie Marsh plays it up for Calabretta, who sets. Ashley Mathis going for the spike, but it hits it a little too hard. But it was tipped by a Mount St. Joe's player, so it goes over to Norristown point.
Well, that's a great end result, and you have to love the hustle by Kim Reed. A beautiful bump over the shoulder.
That play couldn't have worked out better. Norristown really working. Both teams, excellent performance right now. It's 6-2 now. Norristown still down, though, by 4.
There's Gina Calabretta.
Mount St. Joe's. Jackie Marr plays it up. Calabretta. Kim Reed over the net. Mount St. Joe. Hits it over, and that one falls, in front. Jamie Palmerio and Jackie Marr both going for that one. It's now 7-2 in favor of Mount St. Joe's.
That's the second straight spike attempt from Mathis that was about 3 or 4 feet out of bounds, and that's something to work on.
Mount St. Joe's is on the attack. They set, and that one's out. 7-3 now. Mount St. Joe's still leading by 4.
Senior Trish Monahan comes in to relieve Palmerio.
Mount St. Joe's, nice job. Jackie Marr. Kim Reed plays it over. And that one falls in. Jackie Marr couldn't get to that one. It's now 8-3 in favor of Mount St. Joe's. Well, we have a stoppage of play here. Steve Acavino along with Matt Fulmer. This is Norristown Area High School 2005 Lady Eagles Varsity Volleyball. Norristown lost game 1 25-19 against Mount St. Joe's. We're in game number 2 where they now trail by 5, 8-3 in favor of Mount St. Joe's.
There seems to be an issue at the scorers table, and the fans on the MSJ side are screaming that it should be 9-3 rather than 8-3.
Well, what I did when I called the one shot, it was 7-2, and they didn't put the point up yet. It was a little late, so I can agree with what they're saying.
Well, the officials right now are talking it over, and again, we mentioned the communication. Hopefully, they will get this one right. And
one thing
some of the fans on the MSJ side are a little angry.
Well, one thing I have noticed, and that I can't take away, but because our scores are so good, is that they've been a little slow putting the scores up sometimes, so a little confusion can amount to that. But
it will remain 8-3.
Yeah. Ooh, and Calabretta takes a dive over Ashley Mathis, trips over. They're okay. They get up. It's now 9-3 in favor of Mount St. Joe's, and this Norristown team just, I think, seems too relaxed now.
Well, they're 2-something, Steve.
Break for Norristown there. Point as that ball is played out by Mount St. Joe's. 9-4.
Sarah Hagel will serve for Norristown.
Ashley Mathis Nice diving play there to get that one over. Mount St. Joe's plays it. Mathis can't get to that one, and it's now 10-4 in favor of Mount St. Joe's. And I really can't say anything. There's really nothing to say about their performance tonight for Norristown.
Well, it's 10-4 right now in game 2. 6 points is not insurmountable, but a change has to happen soon. And that's a change that is welcome.
It's 10-5 now in favor of Mount St. Joe's. You just do not want them to get out to too much of a lead, or too big of a lead, should I say. They can really do some damage. And that one, Mount St. Joe's plays nicely into an open gap out there. It's 11-5 Mount St. Joe's.
Possession now back to MSJ, and that one into the net low by number 21. So possession back to Norristown. The score 11-6.
And Brittany Silks is back with the serve for Norristown. She gets that one over. Nice bump by a Mount St. Joe's player. They play it in. Excellent play, an excellent spike there. It's now 12-6 in favor of Mount St. Joe's. And they are really, really good on the attack.
Well, they've proven that tonight, Steve, and it's hurt Norristown. Norristown hasn't been able to block many of their spikes.
Norristown's fan base has been pretty much shut out of this game.
And we talk about height. Christina Smith, number 10 on that play, certainly has that height and long arms.
Mount St. Joe's back with the serve. Kim Reed tries to get the bump, and that ball flies out of bounds. It's 13-6 now, Mount St. Joe's. Attack after attacker is really hurting Norristown now. They really, really have to get their game together now. Ashley Mathis plays it up for Gina Calvert, who sets. Jackie Moore plays it over. Kim Reed, nice.
Point, J-Mar.
Well, that was an excellent play by Kim Reed, Gina Calabretta. The whole team really working together as they normally do. It's 14-7, Mount St. Joe's. We're only down by 7. We can still come back.
J-Mar with the serve.
Kim Reed gives it to Calabretta, who sets it up, and it's...
And Calabretta put that one a little bit too close to the net. Mathis couldn't get under that one.
Well, that was a well thought out call. They didn't call it immediately. There was a little time to think on that call. Very close. It goes in Mount St. Joe's favor. They lead at 15-7 now. Kim Reed gives it to Calabretta, who sets it up for Ashley Mathis, who plays it. That one off the net by Mount St. Joe's. 15-8 now to Mount St. Joe's.
The power of Ashley Mathis ceases to amaze me. I really wouldn't want to be on the opposing side facing that laser coming my way.
I know I wouldn't, but here's Gina Calabretta back with the serve. Mount St. Joe's doing a nice job of setting. It's over the net. Sarah Hagel gets it. Ooh, gets it over, almost denied at the net, but drops in front there. It's now 15-9 in favor of Mount St. Joe's.
Well, the deficit cut to 6, and this is good news as we see Calabretta on the serve.
That one falls out of bounds there. It's now 16-9. Small little mistakes still creep up behind Norristown, and it's now 16-9 Mount St. Joe's. They serve it. Kim Reed. Calabretta set that one up. Jackie Moore really has to go for that one. Mount St. Joe's, there we go. Ashley Mathis denies finally somebody on her side.
Beautiful block by Mathis.
Normally the blocks have been happening to her, but she turned the tables on that one. It's 16-10. Norristown only down by 6 now. Mathis back with the serve.
That one missed by about 3 feet, and possession will go back to MSJ.
Just needs to take a little bit off that one, and that would have fell in, but she's been playing excellently. 17-10. Mount St. Joe's as Kim Reed tips that one over. Jackie Moore for Calabretta, who sets it up. Sarah Hagel plays it over. Jackie Moore can't get to that one. That one falls in. It's 18-10 now in favor of Mount St. Joe's. But again, I'm going to reiterate, as we've said before, the chemistry of this Norristown team all year has been one of the best that I've seen. It's going to be sad to see a lot of these seniors go this year.
Well, it's also going to hurt the team. A lot of their key players, Calabretta, Marr, Reed, they're seniors. And it's going to be tough to see them go.
Jackie Moore. Calabretta tips that one over. Nice save by Mount St. Joe's. Calabretta sets it up. Kim Reed. That one falls in. Excellent there. It's 18-11, and nice decoy there by Sarah Hagel.
We haven't seen a lot of the decoy tonight. Not as much as we've seen in previous matches.
Mount St. Joe's plays it over. Sarah Hagel trying to get the bump, can't get it. As that one falls down, she tags out. Jamie Palmerio is in. Sarah Hagel comes, sits down. It's 19-11, Mount St. Joe's. Palmerio plays it up for Jackie Moore. And that one is out. And Jackie Moore, very uncharacteristic of her. That point goes to Mount St. Joe's, who take the lead now 20-11. They have the serve. Calabretta plays it up for Jackie Moore. Tips the net, but it goes over and it was hit a little too much by the Mount St. Joe's team. It's now 20-12, Mount St. Joe's.
Well, Norristown down by 8, and you said we don't often see these things. It's uncharacteristic of Norristown to play this way. Earlier in the season, they did play better, and I still have hope that they can turn it around here tonight.
Kim Reed, powerful serve. Mount St. Joe's sets it up and hits off the net. Trish Monahan plays it Jackie Moore, who gets it over. Mount St. Joe's off the net. Calabretta sets up for the Jackie Moore, who plays that one over and out. 21-12, Mount St. Joe's. You're just joining us, Steve Acavino, along with Matt Fulmer. You're watching NASD TV. Senior night here, Lady Eagles Volleyball, last home game of the season. Norristown lost game 1, 25-19 against Mount St. Joe's, and they're down 21-12 in game 2. Jamie Palmerio plays it up for Calabretta, who then gets it over to Trish Monahan. Mount St. Joe's plays it over. Monahan can't get to that one as that drops in front. Point, Mount St. Joe's. 22-12 now, Mount St. Joe's. 3 away from clinching game number 2.
Well, this would be a huge turning point if Norristown could take this game. They dropped game number 1, in case you're just joining us. And dropping this game will make it very hard for them to win the match.
Calabretta sets up for Jackie Moore, who's denied at the net. Number 18 almost can match Jackie Moore in height on Mount St. Joe's.
It's not often that you see that either because Marr is so tall.
Mount St. Joe's with the serve. It's 23-12. Mount St. Joe's. Calabretta sets up. Jackie Moore gets that one in. Point for Norristown. It's 20. Well, confusion there on the score.
There seem to be some issues at the scorer's table, and now it's corrected. The score 23-13.
Yes, they gave the point to Mount St. Joe's. Well, it should have gone to Norristown. It has. Norristown down by 10. It has a little misplay there by Mount St. Joe's. Another point for Norristown, 23-14. Really, I would take a miracle right now, but I can believe it. I believe it will happen.
Well, there's an outside chance. They just can't give up the serve.
They're capable of it.
And we say they can't give up the serve as we watch that nice point.
Ooh, from where I was sitting, that ball was out by at least a foot, but the referee says it was in. It's 24-13.
Well, we'd like to see the officials get it right, and in this case, they did not. That wasn't such a great call. We would have liked to see it go the proper way, but the Lady Eagles will have to just fight through it.
Really, only bad call I've seen watching this, Matt. No instant replay here in volleyball, of course. And that one's
And that one might have been in.
That one might have been in. Well, you know, this is really, really weird because that last shot that they gave a point to Mount St. Joe's was at the same place in my eyes.
Do you think maybe the officials are trying to compensate for the call they missed?
I don't know, but it's 24-15. I don't want to speculate that. And let's see, Mount St. Joe's, there's some confusion and discussion between the officials.
Well, as Jackie Marr serves it away here, we talk about not losing the serve. Going by the old rules of volleyball, when the serve changed hands, no point was awarded. Now, a point is awarded on the change of the serve. So the score being 24-16, Norristown can't drop the serve.
Well, they just have to let that call, whether it was right or wrong, you know, just let it go. It's 24-16 Mount St. Joe. They set. Play it over. Kim Reed plays it up for Calabretta, who sets. Sarah Hagel gets it over. Mount St. Joe's sets, plays it over, and that one falls in. Point Mount St. Joe's.
And that's the end of game two. The final score, 25-16. Mount St. Joe's now has taken the first two games.
Well, if you're just joining us, I'm Steve Agavino with Matt Fulmer. It's senior night here at Norristown Area High School Gym. You're watching Lady Eagles volleyball here on NASD TV. Well, we have a situation now. Norristown's down 2-0 against Mount St. Joe's.
You're right, Steve, and all you math whizzes out there, you know that Norristown has to win 3 straight to win this final home match of the year.
Not impossible, but not a situation you want to have right now.
Well, the percentage of such a feat occurring is very low. It's possible, but improbable, as we like to say. And Norristown now trying to prepare for Game 3 and hopefully take 3 straight. That would make this a monumental match to see them do so.
Well, Coach Sassadus has to really be talking it over with her crew right now. I'm not used to seeing Norristown play with that much of a lack of urgency. In my opinion, I got to be careful what I say, is that I don't see any enthusiasm here.
Well, the enthusiasm has been somewhat lacking, but the effort has been there. It's just confusion has been the name of the game. The ball is dropped between 2, 3, or 4 players, and as we call it, the campfire, and they just can't seem to communicate well enough to decide who's going to hit it. And that's been one of the big problems. And they've made all the little miscues, the small mistakes, and that has been their downfall here tonight.
Well, earlier in the day, talking to a lot of the students here and their feeling about tonight's game, that they were just going to get blown out. I mean, this Norristown team is the teamwork, the chemistry, the enthusiasm, and the passion for the game. In my opinion, they're just as good as this Mount St. Joe's team on their good days. It's just that they have to stop overthinking, and they just have to stop making those mistakes that are really hurting them.
Right, and you have to admire, speaking of the fans, the support that we have tonight, the biggest fan base we've had at a match this season. And even though the Lady Eagles just dropped the first 2 games, no one has left. Everyone's still here, still supporting their team.
A lot of people here for Norristown, and just as equally, there's a nice group of people for Mount St. Joe's, too, on the opposing side.
Probably the biggest group of visitor fans we've seen thus far this year also. And as the referees communicate and check lineups, we will be getting underway here in game number 3. The serve will start off with Mount St. Joe's. And it's number 10, Christina Smith, number 13. Calabretta with the set to Marr. Laser! Nice spike by Marr.
And nice start to game 3, taking the 1-0 lead against Mount St. Joe's. Norristown really, they need to win this game without question to stay alive.
Well, after that nice play, Marr will serve it for Norristown. They're up 1-0 in game 3.
Mount St. Joe's doing an excellent job setting. Marr, nice diving play.
Marr again.
That one hits off the net and a point for Mount St. Joe's, 1-1. Two great plays by Jackie Marr.
She's been a big part already here in game number 3, and that's one of the keys to victory, the involvement of Jay Marr.
Went over the net by Mount St. Joe's. Ashley Mathis lasers. That one comes back. Wow. Point Mount St. Joe's, they take the lead 2-1. And I'm speechless. Once again.
Well, reminiscent of the first 2 games and the way Norristown's been playing, it's been back and forth. And we'd like to see the momentum shift back to the Lady Eagles side at this point.
Palmerio, nice bump. Kim Reed plays that one over. Volley's going back and forth. Mount St. Joe's gets that one in. Jackie Marr driving after it, can't get to it. 3-1 Mount St. Joe's.
And again, we go back to the effort. We see it a lot here, and Palmerio, a lot of nice digs tonight. Number
Mount
2
St.
on
Joe's.
the serve.
Jackie Marr for Norristown doing an excellent job.
Number 4 with the spike.
And Jackie Marr again diving after that, can't get to it, and they've jumped. Mount St. Joe's has jumped to a 3-point lead, 4-1. They lead it now, and you really don't want them to go 5-1. Calabretta sets it up for Ashley Mathis, who tries to hit that one forcefully. It goes right into the net, and now it's 5-1 in favor of Mount St. Joe's.
Well, I think the alarm has to go off when you get down by 6, 7, 8, or even more. It's not out of hand yet, but it's close. And that will help possession back to Norristown, score 5-2. And that shortens the deficit to 3, keeping this one well within reach. Calabretta will serve it away now for Norristown.
Calabretta plays it up for Ashley Mathis, who hits that one over Mount St. Joe's. Nice job of volleying it back and forth. Calabretta sets it up. Ashley Mathis going for the laser, and that one falls in and a point. 5-3 now, Mount St. Joe's. The odds are getting a little bit better, Matt. 5-3. Maybe I'll start playing the exacta now at the racetrack.
Well, right now is a good time to do that. They're within 2, and they're keeping this game competitive. And the way they're playing, they might even take the lead.
Calabretta back with the serve. That one hit off the net by Ashley Mathis.
6-3 now as MSJ rotates.
I cringe every time Mount St. Joe's gets the ball back because I know what they're capable of doing it.
And again, the confusion. Calabretta, Mathis, Marr, Hagel, all around the ball on that play. Couldn't decide who was going to get it. Number 4 will serve it away again.
7-3 Mount St. Joe's as Calabretta sets it up. Ashley Mathis hits it. Sarah Hagel trying to get it over, bumped again. Ashley Mathis, that one's up. Palmerio has to play that one over. Great job of doing that. Mount St. Joe's plays it over. Palmerio sets it up for Calabretta. Ashley Mathis is going over with it. Mount St. Joe's plays that one up, over. And that one hits the antenna on the outside, point for Norristown. It's now 7-4. Excellent play by Jamie Palmerio, keeping that one in play.
Right, we've mentioned Mathis, who's serving it here, and Jay Marr, but Palmerio has been big tonight with those digs. And that makes it 8-4 in favor of MSJ. They will rotate and take back possession.
It's 8-4 in favor of Mount St. Joe's, and with a 4-point lead. Let's see what they're doing now with their serve. And Norristown's got to be ready for it.
And this is Melissa Every into the net.
Well, that one, break for Norristown, hits the net. Now it's 8-5 in favor of Mount St. Joe's, and Sarah Hagel's back with the serve. That one's over, and that was out. No question about that one.
Out by at least 5 feet. At least 5 feet.
Sarah Hagel comes on out. Kim Reed plays it up for Calabretta, who then gives it to Jackie Moore, who plays that one out. Point for Mount St. Joe's. I'm getting tired of saying that too. It's 10-5 in favor of Mount St. Joe's.
Number 21 serves it away.
Calabretta plays it up. Jackie Moore over the net. Mount St. Joe's. Calabretta sets it up. That one denied by Jackie Moore. Could not get that one over. Number 6, Mount St. Joe's player, and just denied Jackie Moore on that one. It's now 10-6 in favor of Mount St. Joe's.
And Kim Reed will serve it for Norristown.
Kim Reed, long serve. That one's out. We have 2 backcourt judges that are players from each team that stand on the backcourt line and help and assist the officials with those hard calls for where they have to be positioned. Point for Norristown. It's now 11-7.
And that call surprised me. From here, it looked as if that was out, and the call is in. Great news, however, for Norristown. That makes it 11-7, and Brittany Silks will take the serve.
Brittany Silks plays that one over. And that one was out. It's now 12-7 in favor of Mount St. Joe's. Well, my eyes are just playing tricks on me, Matt, because everything that I think's in is out, or anything out is in.
Well, there have been a lot of close calls today, Steve. Calls that went one way when they might have really been the other. And it's just an adjustment that has to be made.
Calabretta, Ashley Mathis plays it over the net nicely as Mount St. Joe sets. That one spiked in. It's now 13-7. Wow. Wow. That's all I can say right now is wow. This team of Mount St. Joe is very impressive.
Well, number 18 has been tough to cover, tough to block all night.
I'm going to pull a word out of my special bag over here. They're being dominated by Mount St. Joe's.
Well, that's true, and right there we see a collision between Mathis and Calabretta. Again, we talk about communication, and there seems to be a partial lack of that.
14-7 now in favor of Mount St. Joe's. Kim Reed barely got anything on that one, but was able to keep it in play as Jackie Moore hit that one over the net. Mount St. Joe's plays it up. Kim Reed gets it. Calabretta sets it up for Jackie Moore, who plays that over. Nice with the height there. Getting a little more over that player for Mount St. Joe's. It's 14-8 in favor of Mount St. Joe's, but Norristown's coming back.
As we always like to say, it's not out of reach yet. And right now we'll watch Jackie Moore serve it.
Knock on wood, should I say. That one, wow, just really hard hit, went right into the net. It's 14-9 now. Mount St. Joe's making errors now that are really letting Norristown back into this one. Jackie Moore plays that one nice over the net. Jackie Moore diving again. And that's a point for Mount St. Joe's, 15-9 now. The serve comes back over.
Well, tonight Norristown, whenever they make some headway, it seems they erase it. And they just can't get on top here.
Calabretta tips it over. Didn't really have any chance to set it up there, but she touched the net there, so that's a point for Mount St. Joe's. 16-9, Mount St. Joe's.
And that was a tough play there with balance. Calabretta almost avoided that net, and
Kim Reed, nice diving bump there. Wow, Calabretta really had to dig that one. Mount St. Joe sets up. Tipped off of Jackie Marr. One she would like back, because that puts Mount St. Joe's up now 17-9, an 8-point lead.
It's number 6 with the serve, Reed with the bump.
Calabretta plays that one over. Nice job. Palmerio plays it up, sets it up for Ashley Mathis. Denied at the net, but good recover. She'll try it again. Denied for a second time. Mathis again, 3 times. 3 times in a row. Denied at the net. I have not seen that yet. I am surprised.
Well, she didn't hit that one hard enough. It was too easy for number 21 to get to, and that's why that play resulted out the way it did.
Very frustrated. Ashley Mathis, 18-9 now in favor of Mount St. Joe's. That one was played out by Norristown, now 19-9 in favor of Mount St. Joe's. And this game is really running out of control, Matt, and out of time.
Well, the frustration's starting to show on the Norristown side, and it's tough to play under those conditions when
Ashley Mathis denied again.
And that's the 3rd straight
And
play we've seen a miscue.
I am feeling her frustration. I can't tell you how bad I feel sitting here of how every time I really wanted to get that ball over. It's 20-9. Palmerio, nice diving play there. Jackie Marr plays it up and over. Jackie Marr plays it up. That hits the side of the net out on Norristown. It's 21-9 now. Mount St. Joe's, and they're 4 away from really shutting the gap and shutting the door on this game.
Well, you talk about miracles, Steve. It would take a miracle here for Norristown to win in Game 3. And I'm speechless on that play by Jackie Marr. I can't imagine what happened there. Maybe her hand slipped, or...
Timeout now again, Coach Sassajuice. Really, what do you tell your players now? You are 3 points away from getting shut out. It's 22-9, and last home game, really anything more I can't say. All I could say is they've played with a lot of effort all this year. The chemistry's been great. The teamwork's been great. They've just been getting outplayed by an excellent Mount St. Joe's team. And we will mention again, they made it to the state quarterfinals last year.
Right, and another point with that, a lot of their players from that state tournament team came back this year.
Late stages of Game 3, I'm Steve Acavino along with Matt Fulmer. Last home game for the Norristown Lady Eagles volleyball as they're facing Mount St. Joe's. Norristown dropped game number 1, 25-19. Game number 2, they also dropped 25-16 and are down 22-9 against Mount St. Joe's. Now make that 23-9. Mount St. Joe's 2 points away from calling this game. And Matt, I really can't say anything.
Well, all I can say is Norristown having a lot of trouble at this point blocking the spike. And it's 23-9. They have to get the serve back, and
that one's in.
They do that here. They regain possession. It's 23-10. They can't give up the serve. They give it up once and allow that point, and it's 24-10 then. And
23-10 now in favor of Mount St. Joe's.
No room for mistakes.
No room now, exactly. Calabretta plays it up and over. Mount St. Joe's. Oh, and Jackie Marr can't get to that one. And match point. It is now 24-10, and the Eagles take their timeout. 24-10, Mount St. Joe's, 1 point away from shutting the door on this game. And I don't know what happened, but their last couple of home games, these last 3 matches at the end of the game, they really lost their steam.
Well, it's tough to see their their effort not translate into winning games. And as you said, they were great throughout the year, and it's tough to watch the wheels just come off here at the end. And it's also tough to watch this as it happens on senior night, one of the most important nights of the year.
It's the end of the time out there, 24-10. Let's see what Norristown can do. Coach Sassidy's trying to get the crowd into this one. She just threw her arms up. Calabretta comes off. Monahan comes off. Kim Reed getting a nice standing ovation. Jackie Moore comes off. They will take a seat as they well deserve that round of applause. They're playing hard. This Norristown team really, they're going out with a fight though.
Right, Steve. A nice standing O there from the crowd as the seniors for Norristown come off the court.
That one falls in. And that's the point. It's 25-10. Mount St. Joe's shuts out the Norristown Lady Eagles volleyball on senior night. 25-10 in game number 3.
Well, it's tough to see it happen this way, Steve. Senior night, everyone excited, a lot of festivities, and they come out, try, yet get swept. And there's just nothing you can do about it. It happens, and this is the last time we'll see these Lady Eagles at home this year.
Well, a little recap for you. Norristown Area High School was defeated 3-0 over Mount St. Joe's. First game, Norristown lost 25-19. Game number 2 lost 25-16. And game 3, Mount St. Joe's took that 25-10. Matt, it was an exciting season. We sort of came in towards the end watching the chemistry of this team, and I really, really gained a large appreciation for this game.
Well, I have too, and one thing I want to say while we have this moment, I'd like to wish all of our seniors the best of luck in their future endeavors after leaving this team, and I would love to wish great luck to the team next year.
Best wishes to Jackie Marr, Jamie Palmerio, Kim Reed, Trish Monahan, and Gina Calabretta.
Well, that'll about do it for us here from the NAHS gym. I'm Matt Fulmer for Joe Polinsky and Steve Acavino. This has been a presentation of NASD TV, Norristown Volleyball.
Ladies and gentlemen, take care, and we hope to see you right here next year. Take care, everybody.